No music this evening, so let's get right into it. Good evening, everyone. It's March 2nd, 2014. You're listening to Common Ground Radio, a member of the Air Nation Radio Network, where we discuss anything and everything from the daytime to morning drama days of our lives. Thank you for spending the last part of your Sunday with us. If you're new to our show, I'm your host, Brandon, and on the line with us, as always, is my awesome co-host, Misty.
Hello.
How's everything going?
It's going good. I've been playing the new Wipeout game on the Xbox 360 for the past 2 days, and it's a Kinect version, and it is a workout.
I was going to say, talk about a workout.
Yes, it's hard. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so out of shape.
I have that for Wii, and I haven't used it in like forever.
Oh, we have it for Wii too.
Yeah. I should dust that sucker off sometime. Since I'm probably not going to get outside to exercise anymore with the snow. I am so sick of the snow. I can't even talk about it. It'll just make me upset. So I'm not going to talk about it.
It's almost spring. It's almost spring. Just keep saying that in your head.
18 days. All the stations up here in Ohio have been counting down since like last month. Every day they count down. And 13 or 20, 18, 19 days. It's getting close.
That's awesome.
So, before we get into our main discussion, just want to remind you all to log on to airnationradio.com and check out all our past shows. You can download them and listen to them when and where you please. Well, you have to download them from talkshoe.com, but you can listen to them where you'd like. If you missed our interviews with Jen Lilly and Jade Harlow, who play Teresa and Cheryl respectively, you'll be sure to want to check those out because both shows were just a complete blast. Misty and I had a great time, and those ladies were just so sweet. You can head over to our show page on talkshoe.com to download them. Next, time for our tweets of the week. I was trying to say them like a fun tone. I was trying to give it like a signature thing, but I don't have anything to do that. But anyway, every week.
Tweets of the week.
I'm not going to do that. Maybe you should do that.
Dun dun dun. Tweets of the week. Okay, sorry.
Every week, Misty and I bring you our favorite tweets from the past week from Daystar's past and present. The first one I have for you is from, Chriselle? Yes, Chriselle. She said, you can follow her at Chriselle7. Is it douchey to watch yourself at the gym, but on those personal TV treadmills? I'm feeling kind of weird about it. I personally wouldn't want to watch myself. I don't think I'd be comfortable watching myself on a TV show. Because I had a hard time listening to this show. Like after we started this, I didn't want to listen to myself. I didn't want to listen to the shows, but it got easier after a few episodes. But I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, no, it'd be hard. You want to critique everything.
Exactly.
Don't do that. Okay. My first tweet is from Kate Mansai. You can follow her at Kate Mansai. This is hilarious. It says, I never understand why people spell Abby with a Y. It's not Abygail, so it should be Abi. Any Abbies out there want to weigh in?
Oh, my gosh. She got so much backlash for that, I saw.
And this one guy said, well, the Horton Christmas tree ornament has Abby. And she was like, I know, she was like, oh, good eye, she said.
I mean, she's got a point. I mean, if you think about it. But, I mean, that's how a lot of names are. Like William, like a short name for William is Billy, and there's no Y in Billy, or William.
That's right.
Yeah, makes you think. Let's see. My next one's from Freddie Smith. This was just a few hours ago, actually. You can follow him at Freddie M. Smith. Why is Olive Garden tempting me with their commercials when I'm on the treadmill? Those commercials are very enticing, and they're very sweet, trying to wean you in with saying that it's a family place, and then they have all the food there, too. It's just, they do a good job of promotion. Good product placement, too.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been there in a while.
I find it funny that both he and Trishelle, they tweeted about treadmills.
Oh, yeah. I just caught that.
I was like, well, we know what they do in their spare time. They
something that most of us
exercise.
don't do. Something that most Dave's pants probably don't do, right?
I know. We're not treadmill. We're just sitting on the couch watching Dave. Forget the treadmill.
It's so true, so true. Sad, but
oh, my
true.
gosh. It's hilarious. Because I was like, wait, both of them had something to say about a treadmill. That's pretty funny. Okay, my next tweet is Jen Lilly, of course. You can follow her at Jen_Lilly, 2 L's. That awkward moment when you can't read your own handwriting and you're like, WTH, did I just write?
That happens
I do that all the time.
All the time.
Me too.
More often than it should.
Oh, my gosh. People bring something over to me that I've written. They're like, what does it say? And I'm like, I don't know. No, that was like 3 days ago. I don't know.
Yeah. It's so embarrassing to have to sit there and actually observe your writing, like study it. Like, I wrote that. Oh, I don't. What's that say? I don't know. It's crazy. I had one more. I couldn't decide from Jen or not. I should probably do it because it's Jen Lilly. She says, when a website asks you, "Are you human?" ... No, I'm a vacuum. I mean, if you were a vacuum, you probably wouldn't be on the internet because you wouldn't have arms to control the keyboard. But I just love her so much; she cracks me up.
I know.
We have to have her back on our show sometime soon.
Yes, definitely.
Hopefully, she doesn't get in an accident this time.
Oh my gosh, I know. We were all like, "Where is she? Where is she?" And then we found out what happened, and we were like, "Oh my goodness!" I can't believe she still called in. I know.
What a trooper.
Crazy. Okay, well, I had one more. Casey Diedrich, he used to play Chad. If you want to follow him, it's at Casey Diedrich. He says the best things in life make you sweaty. And I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I thought it was random and hilarious.
I think I have a few ideas of what he's talking about. One I probably shouldn't mention on air, and the other is probably exercise. Well, I guess the other thing could be related to exercise, but yeah, I think you all get what he's saying.
True.
Oh, shoot. Oh, my gosh. Anyways, this week, I only have one piece of news to share with you all. I searched high and low all over every soap website I can find and only found one thing that was worth discussing. I couldn't find the rating, so I do apologize for that. If I do, we'll post them on our page and tweet them at CG Online Radio. Oh, shoot. I want to get the story. Bear with me as I find the story. Brendan Coughlin, this is what it's about, who plays T on the show, Tad Stevens, welcomed a son. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask and it doesn't work. Congratulations are in order for Dave's Brendan Coughlin and his girlfriend Terry Andres, who welcomed their first son, Sawyer Creek Coughlin. What do you think about that name?
I don't know. I like it. Different. The first thing that came to mind was like Dawson's Creek.
Maybe one of them was on there. I don't know.
I don't know. I thought it was a good name. It's just weird to have Creek.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Well, you know how they are in Hollywood.
Right. I mean, they named their kids Apple.
Right. Yeah, good point. Exactly. For those of you that don't know, Terry Andres actually appeared on Days last year. It was, I believe, when Club TBD opened. She appeared as one of T's dates, actually. She was Robin on the show. I don't know if you'll remember her. I think she only had a few lines.
Yeah.
She said something to Will and Sonny. She said, "Oh, that's that cute. You're that cute couple that they always talk about." I think that was their only line. But anyways, they met on the set, and now they're, I'm not sure if they're engaged or not, but they have a son. So congratulations to the happy little family. All
you
right.
should feel good about the line that Nick gave this week about T only dating bimbos or whatever.
Yeah, you know what? Like, he has any room to speak because Nick dated Gabby. I mean, if Gabby's not a bimbo, then who is? But I was going to get into that later, but you brought it up now.
Sorry, because I was thinking about her being on the show.
Oh, my God. Ooh, that irked me. I mean, he has. Well, let me. Who have we? Who was the one that was on there? No, Kinsey doesn't count. I don't think Kinsey counts because they didn't really date. I can't think of the other one. But anyways, he dated a lot on the show. Well, I mean, screw Nick. Anyways, let me just get back on track before Misty distracted me. I think we now can jump into our discussion for this evening. Just a reminder, if you'd like to call and discuss anything about last week's shows, the number is 1-724-444-7444. Then you'll enter the call ID, which is 131151. Finally, you'll enter 1 in pound, and you're in, which is actually a lot less numbers than I have to enter to start the show, so be thankful. Call in at any point during the show. Don't be shy. Tonight, our discussion will be centered around 2 stories from the past week. Who is Ben Rogers, who we saw debut this week? Justin Gaston debuted as Ben Rogers. And what does the future hold for Nick and Gabby? We'll be getting into both of those topics this evening. So, of course, if you'd like to talk about anything else about last week's shows, call in and tell us. I mean, we'll talk about that as well. I see we have Kendra on the line, so I'm going to go ahead and bring her on as I start the discussion. Good evening, Kendra. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and start talking about Ben, and then I'll get to Misty and yours thoughts.
Oh, my.
Okay.
Ben.
Let me start because I'm sure you have a lot to say about this. Ben, we saw Ben debut, I believe, Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And his first scenes were with T, and then Sunny. So he made his first appearance at the club where he was looking for a job. T said that he didn't hire, so he had to wait for Sunny to come in. Sunny came in, gave him an application. They talked. A funny interaction between Sunny and Ben. Ben heard that Sunny was getting married, and he said, "So you're going to take some time off to be with the lady?" And then T's reaction, I thought T's reaction was the best. He was like, "Oh."
Yes.
That was hilarious. And Sunny was like, "Well, there's no lady. I'm marrying a guy." And then
Ben's face was classic.
it was. I couldn't tell how he was feeling. It was kind of just, I guess you'd say shocked.
He was just like, oh.
Yeah. And then it went to commercial, so it left you wondering, was he going to be a hater or something? But then they came back, and he said, "Oh, I just didn't know you could do that here." He just didn't know that it was legalized in whatever state they're in.
Oh, no. And then he's like, "Oh, you're not from Salem."
Obviously. So he sent out he applied, gave his application, left, and then he went past the pub and didn't run into, but he was stalking Jordan and Rafe at the pub. So obviously there's a connection between Jordan and Ben. But later he ran into Jordan in the square. They had a kind of heated argument. I mean, no, not as bad as some arguments, but Jordan said that she was shocked to see him here and didn't know why he had to come because she told him where she was. And just to make a long story short, Ben said, "Did you actually think I wouldn't come after what happened?" or something along those lines. So that's a very brief outline of Ben's debut. We don't know much about Ben at this point, but there has been a lot of speculation about who Ben is and what his story will be. I have a few thoughts. I mean, I don't know, but I think we did hear that he was, like, back when he was cast, he was going to be Jordan's brother, is what the casting call was. I'm not sure if that's still the case, because from his episodes, I've gotten a completely different vibe. I've gotten a few different vibes, so I don't know. I have no idea. But before I get into my thoughts, Misty, what do you think about Ben?
Well, I want to know what happened, because whatever he said brought him there, or how they left things or whatever. I'm anxious to see what that is. But I know we did think that he was going to be her brother, but like you said, it's kind of not a brother-sister vibe. unless they have a really strange relationship.
Right.
Because I'm like, why would you want to stay away from your brother? But you never know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, I know, it's kind of weird. But I don't know. Like, right now, he seems kind of shady. Like I don't know if he's going to be a trustworthy character or not. I can't put my finger on him just yet. But
yeah, he seems like this creepy. Like, I mean, the way he was following Jordan around. So that whole we all know that now. That's who was following Jordan around the whole time, raping Jordan. It was him. So he's definitely got that creepiness in him.
Yeah, it's
but
just
does
weird.
He have it in? But is he creepy for a reason? Does he have reason to be spying on Jordan?
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. Kendra, what do you think?
I had different thoughts from him. Like, yeah, it was creepy. Like, yeah, it was kind of creepy. Like,
yeah.
It was just odd.
Yeah, it was very odd. That's the best way to put it. He's odd.
Yeah, but it was hot.
Yeah.
There's no disputing that.
Yeah, I was like, hello, beer. No, I'm kidding.
No, go ahead and admit it. We all know.
I know. It was. I was like, hello. When I first saw the picture of him coming on, I was like, okay, this could be good. This could be interesting. And I kept thinking, who can we pair him with? Who can we pair him with?
I know that was my first thought. Every time, I mean, anyone that's cast, that is my first thought. Who can they pair him with? Who can they pair her with? Who will they be paired with? Like, that is my first thought, which is kind of crazy, but
yeah. Because I was thinking maybe Abigail.
I heard. Yeah, I heard they're gonna put her husband's gonna be with Ben.
Abigail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of funny because Justin Gaston, who plays Ben, is married to Melissa Ordway, who played on Young and the Restless. Now get this, Melissa Ordway's character on The Young and the Restless is Abby. So that would be hilarious if it works out that way. But another thought that I had, that I've seen this on Twitter, it wasn't my first thought, but I saw it on Twitter. I was like, maybe, but I don't really see it. Maybe he's going to come in between Will and Sonny.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. And as Shakita in the chat room says, I want him to be an interloper for Sonny and Will after they're married. That a lot of people thought that, and I didn't get that. Like, what his reaction to when Sonny said that he was getting married, and he said, well, I didn't know you could do that. I just didn't get the vibe that was him. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I don't know. But I don't know. Do you think that's possible? I mean, did you get that vibe? Anybody? I didn't get that.
I mean, he didn't seem weirded out by Sonny being gay, so I could totally maybe see that happening. I don't know. He just didn't know it was legal to get married. He didn't say
right.
he was against anything.
And Shakita said that Sonny might not be his type. Well, that's true. I mean, every guy that has right. Any guy that has come in between Will and Sonny, they have always gone to Sonny. It's always been, Sonny. So, I mean, if they did, they should switch it up. And, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, why doesn't anyone hit on Will? I mean, poor guy.
Poor Will.
I don't know. I mean, there's many ways the story could go. And I mean, anyone ever thought the possibility that maybe Kate brought Ben to town?
Oh.
I mean, that just popped in my mind. I was like, could that have, I mean, I don't know. Because you know how Kate works. She's been on the phone with that Ortiz
I
for a while. Yeah,
I could see that happening. Happening.
My brain is going in a million different directions. I don't know. But I hope he sticks around.
Yeah. It's hard to get a handle on him right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't wait to see more about this. It'll be fun to have new characters, spice some things up. So,
I'm very interested. Like, sometimes I'm not very interested or, into new stories or whatever, but I'm very interested to see where this goes because I'm a huge Jordan and Ray fan. So I'm interested to see what happens with Ben, see how he comes in between them if he does, and I have a feeling that he will somehow come in between them.
They
go ahead,
Kendra. They just bore me. Reading through. Oh my! They just.
This is where we disagree.
They put me to sleep. Like, oh my God, stop.
She doesn't like Jace at all, but personally, I'm
okay
Chriselle
with
Galen,
them. They're cute.
I think Chriselle and Galen play well off each other, and Rafe deserves to be happy for once.
Kate could have made him happy.
Nah. Both of our reactions are like,
Well, as long as it's not Sammy.
Yeah.
Last week she just annoyed me, like, all up in Nicole's stuff, like, she always bring up setting up. Yes, I mean, she always bring up setting up in the conversation with.
Yeah, well, that's never going to go away because Nicole's never going to live that down.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was a good discussion. That was very quick. Shakita says that the Hope and Aiden story is interesting, which we weren't going to get into, but we might have time, so maybe we'll get into that afterwards.
Yeah.
Now, I want to get into, I don't want to, but we have to because it's a big part of the show. Nick and Gabby.
Oh my
we are going to get into Nick. That was such a subject.
Yeah.
So,
I like Nick.
He's just creepy, like.
You're no longer my co-host after saying that.
I like to watch him and like his creepy ways, and I like to see what he's going to do next.
Yeah. He's
it's interesting. He's a very interesting character. You have to admit it.
Yeah, he is.
The whole fake conversation, so T could hear that, was genius.
Yeah, I get. I mean, I love Kristen, but yet I'm very annoyed and can't stand Nick, which doesn't make sense when you think about it. I mean, why is it that I love Kristen, but I can't stand Nick? Because they're basically like, they're similar, kind of. I don't know.
Chat room's cracking me up.
What was that?
The chat room is cracking me up.
Oh. My soaps are on and Shakita are having a great time in the chat room.
Yes.
They're talking about GH, who, they just recently did a gay storyline too as well. I forgot about that. I haven't been watching as much, but yeah, I don't know. Sorry, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I just brought that up. I used to watch GH, and then I gave it up because it made me mad, and I haven't watched it since. But that's a whole story for another day. So Nick and Gabby. Gabby called Nick for homework help with calculus because she's too poor to evidently get a tutor herself. She has to get free help. So Nick came to the club to help her out, and he helped her out and showed her how it's done, so to speak. That sounds dirty.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
As she was leaving, he pulled one of her notebooks, assignment books, something out of her backpack or her purse, whatever. So that way he would have a reason to see her again. Well, he fake called her to tell her that he had her notebook. And T was listening in the conversation the whole time. And the whole fake conversation that Nick was having basically with himself, was about how T is not Gabby deserves better than T. Said that T only dates bimbos, which again, as I said earlier, well, if T dates bimbos, who does Nick date? Because if he dated Gabby, I'd consider that a Class A bimbo. Or, well, yeah, as Kendra just said. If you didn't hear, I'm not going to repeat. But it's true. So, now I just, yeah. Well, where was I going with this? Oh, so the conversation that T overheard, well, it upset T. And he seemed more upset with Gabby than Nick. Even though Nick was the one carrying the conversation, he seemed upset because Nick said that he and Gabby are getting close again. And T said, well, if she's getting back with you, then that's her loss, or something along them lines. So he was very upset with Gabby because he thinks that Gabby is getting closer with Nick. Well, I mean, she is. But, so, anyways, Nick took the book over to Gabby at Will and Sunny's apartment. I don't consider it Gabby's apartment. I say it's Will and Sunny. And Ari was there. And as soon as Ari was sitting in her little bouncer, she's so adorable. And when Nick walked in, she just had this look on her face like she was so angry, which I thought was hilarious. She looked like she wanted to take him out. And as Nick was holding her too later, and as Nick was holding her, she had a fist. No joke, she was making a fist. And my first thought was like, oh, if only she could slug him, that would just be the best episode ever. But she couldn't, because, she doesn't have the motor coordination that most developed people older than her would. But anyways, we're not a psychological development or mental development class show, so we won't get into that. But so Nick figured out a way to make his way back over to see Gabby, and T called Gabby to say that he can't take her to the concert for a fake reason, that he didn't have the tickets or something like that. And Nick said, well, since I work for Kate now, I'm sure she could get us tickets. So, Nick is slowly worming his way back into Gabby's life. And, yeah, go ahead.
She can't realize that he's playing her, and I'm done with Gabby.
I was done with Gabby. Yeah, I was done with Gabby a long time ago.
1 month ago till she's out of here.
Yeah, that's right. I believe April, end of April, beginning of May is when Camilla makes her exit. I have no idea how it's going to be, but I have a hope it's going to be a very slow and painful demise for Gabby, which might sound harsh, but I mean it's what she deserves. Did you all catch what Gabby said to Ari and her bouncer when she was put her on the table? She had Ari and her bouncer. That Will didn't run it by her is, I believe, something she said like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then she said something like no one's gonna take her away from her or something like that. Which, why does she even think that? Well, if she's in jail,
yeah, I mean, what gives her? Does she have the feeling that when Will and Sonny are married, they're going to want to take Ari away? And does she think that maybe they have a stronger case? Like if there is a court battle, since they are married, that Will and Sonny would have a stronger case to take Ari, and Gabby's not married. So, maybe, I mean, I don't know how the court system works. I just took one criminal justice class, but they didn't talk about gay parents and the mother, a court battle like that, so I wouldn't know how that would work. But, I mean, I believe court systems prefer, like if there's a married couple, like the married, I don't know. I'm just talking crazy talk because I have no idea what I'm saying right now. But I assume that a married couple would look better to a court than a single parent that.
I don't know. I know most of the time they'll let the child stay with the mother unless she's being unfit or old enough to decide for themselves.
Right.
But
so
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, they could deem her unfit.
Yeah, there's plenty of evidence. I mean,
she's crazy.
Plus,
she's crazy.
And
crazy,
delusional.
Mildly.
And she's delusional, like.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She. Let me just read here through the chat room. Shakita says that if it leads to custody battle, you have to believe Nick will align with himself with Gabby, and he is still has that recording of Will and Lucas. Custody battle could get ugly.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought of that. That's a good point. He still has that. But the custody battle tape has Chandler saying it and not Guy. So they could argue in the courtroom that it was a different person because it was Chandler's voice and not Guy's. But she got a point, and I know that if it goes to custody battle, Nick will be on Gabby's side, and Gabby is going to do everything she can to make sure that Nick is on her side because, well, I mean, she has no one else aside from Rafe. But I mean, how would Rafe help her? I think, to me, I would feel like that Will and Sonny would have the best shot because they're not married yet, but when they do get married, they'll be married. And like I said, I think the courts like that, I assume. And they have so many people in town on their side and so many.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
with the people in town.
One's a Horton and one's a Curiok.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they have the
They'll
Demirs
find
on
their
their
way
side,
to
too.
win.
And with the Demirs on their side, I mean, there's no one in town that's against them, aside from maybe Brian if he's still in town, but I don't think he is. So I don't. Do you think? So I guess the question is, do you think that Nick and Gabby in the end will wind up back together? I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
Oh, Misty said no.
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 I don't think they will. I think they will not start to, but then something's going to happen and they don't. I don't think they will.
And Kendra says yes. Kendra?
As long as they don't mess with what's her name, I'm okay. She can move out because I really don't care.
I think
I'm done with it, Gabby. I don't care. I just want her. Want her to leave. So
Travis wanted me to ask a question. So, do you think that Nick and Gabby will get back together? Is the question, Travis. I think they will, but it won't end well. I think they'll get back together, and then something will happen that will not end well for Gabby. So, right. I don't know. So maybe no. I don't know. I
think they will. Yeah. I think they will lead towards that, but then something's going to happen to where it's not going to work out.
And hopefully it leads to jail time for Gabby. That is my hope. Or death. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to death for Gabby. Maybe Nicole can run her off a cliff too.
Maybe.
But she didn't kill
wishful thinking.
Off a cliff. So. Yeah. Right. Exactly. So I don't know.
It's like I have my moments with Gabby. It's like I like her, and then I don't, and then I like her, and then I'm like, what is wrong with this girl?
Yeah. Are you surprised at her reaction to Will and Sunny getting married?
No.
You thought she'd be excited for him?
Yeah.
No.
I did. I did.
Split answers here on the panel tonight. I love it. Well, they were arguing.
Adrian and Sammy didn't think she would, but I thought she would.
I thought that on a normal day she would be, but I thought that day, because it was a very heated moment that day, I thought she would be in an extra moody mood and wouldn't be. I mean, in a normal situation, I thought, yeah, she'd be happy, but I wasn't sure about that day because they were arguing about Nick as they do every day. I just want some drama that doesn't surround Nick and Gabby for once. I'm just so tired of it always being about Nick and Gabby. I'll take Dana first.
In bed, they was talking about Gabby why?
I hope they don't recast. I really hope they don't recast.
No.
I mean, she does. There's no need for that. No, her character has run her course, and she needs to meet her demise one way or another. And it better be a very harsh.
It needs to be not soon.
No, right. No, not down the road maybe, but
not
right after.
Way down the road.
Yeah, maybe she can come back with some new man or something, and then a custody battle, or again, I don't know, something crazy.
Yeah.
But Camille did a heck of a job.
Yeah, I think so. I think he did, but I don't know. She in the chat room said, "We'll pay for you a tutor, one that doesn't have a criminal record." Oh my God, he didn't add that last part, but Shakita added that last part. Will didn't say that. Will said, "We'll pay for you a tutor." Yeah, I mean, they have to have a Sylvan Learning Center there in the town square. I mean, wouldn't you think they have some kind of something there around town? I don't know.
Yeah. It has everything else.
Right. I mean, it's got a boutique that has hundreds of $1,000s worth of jewelry, so I want to have a learning center. He did say the last part? Shakita said he did say the last part. Oh, I don't remember that. He did say one that doesn't have a criminal record. Oh. So, yeah, well, I pay attention during the show. See, I guess I can't tweet and watch at the same time. I guess I just miss everything when I do that. Thank you for correcting me, Shakita.
Well, I was thinking that he did, but then I was like, well, maybe he didn't.
I didn't remember. I guess like I said, I don't pay attention. And I'm not bad at that. I don't pay attention very often, which is bad, especially when I'm in college trying to take notes and not paying attention. But anyways, so we're pretty split. We're not sure how Nick and Gabby, if they're going to get back together, and how Gabby's exit will be. I mean, I'm not sure how her exit will be, but we all said that we wish that it doesn't end on a happy note for her. It better not end on a happy note.
It's not going to.
No. I
don't think it will. I think she'll leave. Here's my theory, because Rafe was talking about it this week, about their mother. She's going to leave. Something bad's going to happen again with Nick. She's going to leave town to go be with their mother. They're not going to kill her off, though. I don't think.
Darn it.
She might go to jail. Or she's going to leave to go with her mother.
I would take the jail. But, yeah, I think what the first thing you said would be good, because they brought up their abuela, or no, Ari's abuela, and Gabby and Rafe's madre. That's grandma and mother in Spanish, for those that don't know. So, yeah, I could see that, her leaving town to go be with her mother. That would work. I could see it. Shakita asked in the chat room, do you think Sonny will go Kyriakis on Nick? Oh, how much I would love to see that. I need to see his Kyriakis side come out, because he's so nice. He's way too nice to be a Kyriakis. I mean, I don't want to say it, but he puts shame to the name because he's so nice. And people are going to hate me for saying that, but he's just not a Kyriakis.
I have the spoiler. I have the spoiler that goes along with that.
Yes.
And we're going to have time at the end of the show to talk about that. So, Misty will be able to give you her spoiler. So, oh boy, can't wait to hear about this. He better, because someone has to. I mean, I've noticed Will has gotten a lot more aggressive, more angry lately.
Yes. And
back when it was Chandler wasn't as like, he was, I don't know. This is a very, he's a more mature Will, in my opinion. And he's not taking any crap from Nick. And he looks like he could take him out at any moment. He's so angry. Like, the built-up frustration he has deep down for Nick, it's all starting to build up. And one of these days it's just going to boil over, and not in a good way.
Yeah, I agree. I like this Will. He's more aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, not to take away from Chandler's Will. We're not saying that. I'm just saying it's a newer version that we do like. And, of course, we do miss Chandler, but he's gone. Guy's here. Get used to it. And Guy's Will has no patience for Gabby, as Shakita says. Oh, that's true.
I love that.
Forgot. Oh, my God. Yeah, he doesn't take any crap from her either, which Chandler's Will always did. He bowed down to her, in a sense, Chandler's Will. Like, he was always so, like she was so fragile. Gabby is not fragile. She almost committed murder. She's far from fragile. Anyway, that woman. So, 7:38. That was a quick discussion tonight. I see Shakita wanted to talk about Hope and Aiden, so maybe we should get into that a little bit. Why not?
I can't stand Hope.
Okay, well, yeah, I have my, and I don't know.
I know Brandon doesn't think that she's a very good detective.
Oh my!
I know.
Will and Parker and Theo and Sierra could be a better detective group than Hope Brady and Roman Brady. I mean, those two are the disgrace of police people everywhere. But now that you got me on my soapbox here, I'm not really going to get into too much about Hope and Aiden, but they had some scenes this week where they got into it about Sierra's earrings.
Yeah.
Aiden thought that Hope had bought her the earrings, but Sammy was the one that bought them, and he accused her, saying, well, that's why your daughter's so, I can't remember what word he used. Your daughter's so, I can't remember what word, because she spends all that lavish money on Sierra. But then when Aiden ran into Sierra in the square, was Sierra by herself in the square? I just now remember she was in the square, and I didn't see anyone with her.
Well, I thought Abe took her to meet Sammy.
But she was just in the square by herself, I thought, talking to Aiden. I don't... Like, this was after the police department where she showed her the earrings.
I thought she was still supposed to be with Abe because they were going to meet Theo. I didn't see Abe, but I think she was supposed to be with him.
Right, yeah. Well, anyways, Sierra, she told Aiden, she's like, you talked to my mom. You told her about the earrings that my cousin bought. And Aiden was like, oh, crap. I screwed up.
No, it was classic.
Aiden's not the one. He seems to be not the one to want to admit his wrong. He seems to be that type, but he manned up and he went to the police station and told Hope that he was mistaken. Hope said, "Well, you should stay in your own business," which is true. But just briefly getting into them over the past few weeks that they've had things together. I mean, it's quite obvious where the writers are taking them. And it's good because it's nice to see Hope having a storyline, which I'm surprised to hear come out of my mouth because I'm not a huge Hope fan. But I think I would like her more if she wasn't trying to be a police officer. Like if she wasn't trying to act like she's this all high and mighty best Salem detective ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. She just rubs me the wrong way. But Christian Alfonso is amazing. There's no denying that. She's a fantastic actress. I just think that they need to write her in a more need to write her in a more stronger way and a more motherly way, because the way they write her now, she's a very crappy mother. I'm not holding back. She's a horrible mother right now. The way they're writing her. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, but she is. She hasn't been there for Sierra. I mean, and you could say that I guess you could say that for almost every mother in Salem, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Gabby never spends time with Ari. Sammy never spends time with Johnny, Allie, and Sydney. And I think Kate spends more time with her kids than anyone, and Kate's kids are grown. I mean, she spends more time with Lucas than everyone else does with their children, kids, or their kids, yeah. But I don't know, I just don't feel like that's who Hope is. I feel like they've written her completely not to character as to what she had been in the past. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, I used to like her. Didn't she? With her high mind and stuff.
Yeah, she's very. Yeah, I get that vibe. I mean, well, it's obvious. Not a vibe. It's obvious.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it would be good for Hope to have a love interest, Bo, now that Bo's gone. I mean, she has to have. They got to move on from Bo, and from what I've heard in spoilers, this Bo story might be coming to an end. No promises.
Finally.
Might be coming to an end from what I hear. Misty might have something in spoilers for you. I don't know, but
finally, because
it's drug on way too long, and I'm just. Sometimes I just completely lose my train of thought and just talk into space like I have no idea what I'm saying. And I'm just sitting here staring at the wall.
You're ADD.
I must be. No, I've been studying ADHD and child disorders and ADD, and I don't have much of the symptoms, so I don't think it's that. But it might be something else, a more mild condition.
Taking me up.
But yeah, I hope they do head down Hope and Aiden. I guess their shipper name would be Aiden. Well, I coined their shipper name Ape. I think we should call them Ape. Aiden and Hope, APE. Why not? I think it's cute. But everyone else says Hayden, so I guess it'll be Hayden. But yeah, I think that's where they're going to head, and I hope they do. I hope they don't drag it out as long as they have Eric and Nicole. Finally, Eric and Nicole are heating up. Took them long enough.
Yes.
I'm not going to get into that too much, but it's just about time that they actually do get some love, and if they do head that route, maybe they won't. I don't know. But yeah, I think Hope and Aiden could be a good match because there's that tension there right now. There's that angst. So you can just see it between the two. And they have chemistry. Daniel Cosgrove and Christian Alfonso have some pretty good chemistry from what I've seen. I mean, and Daniel Cosgrove was a fantastic actor. I was a fan of him when he was on As the World Turns, and I was excited to hear about him coming to the show. So that was a good pickup for Days. But yeah, I'm very excited to see where it heads, and I hope that they start to write Hope like how she should be, a strong woman who takes care of her child and pays attention to her child more than once every other day. That might be harsh, but it's true, and you all know that you were thinking the same thing, and you didn't have the guts to say it, so I said it for you.
Yeah.
So she's just busy.
That's no excuse. Mothers are busy all around the world and still have time for their kids. She just has one.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah, right. You're a prime example, Misty. See, you're busy and you can. Right. Exactly.
I am a full-time working mother of very active children.
If I had applause music here, this is where I would play it. So maybe you need to go talk with Hope. Show her some tips or something. Because
you know what? I will.
I don't know what to do with her. So, at 7:45.
I have 11 bullet points for spoilers.
Oh boy. Well, let me think here for a second about last week's show. If there's anything else I wanted to bring up. Let's see. I don't really want to get into EJ and Sammy and
I want to know who has those pictures of EJ and Abby.
That's how the week ended. I totally forgot. Cliffhanger Friday ended with somebody having the pictures, and I think it's probably going to be that Perry Jungle or whoever his name is that's with Nick. What's his name?
Mr. Greetings. Mr. Greetings, like.
Yeah, Percy.
Wow,
yeah, I think it's something. Yeah. I said Perry. I don't know. Percy Ruggles. Percy Ruggles. That's his name. I said Perry Jungle. I was close.
Perry Jungle.
I was close. Percy Ruggles, Perry Jungle. It's almost the same.
Oh my God, I'm dying. Oh my God. Something else
along those lines
is what Shakita's bringing up in the chat room with Marlena and Stefano. Yes.
Marlena is the devil. Shakita wanted me to tell you all. She said it 3 times. Marlena is the devil. Marlena is the devil. Marlena is the devil. And the devil is in capital letters. Leave it alone and let Eric be happy. So, just so y'all know, Shakita thinks Marlena is the devil.
Well, I thought that Marlena was pretty funny when Sammy and Nicole were getting into it, and she was just standing there watching.
Well, she's the one that started it all because she was talking with Nicole outside, and then Sammy just happened to walk by. Of course. Sammy's
and then when Eric comes up, Marlena's like, "Oh, nothing. It's okay."
Of course she was. Oh, that woman. And her gloves. Marlena always.
She doesn't even want to take down. Yeah, she doesn't even want to take down Kristen or Dr. Taka. She wants to take Nicole down. What is wrong with her? What is wrong with her?
After what Kristen did to her son, she wants to take down Nicole, the one person that actually does love him, that actually wants the best for him. She wants to take him down, but not the person that raped her son.
Yes.
That's some weird logic to me, but...
it makes no sense to me. I'm so confused.
As Shakita says in the chat room, she said it exactly like you did. It makes no sense. Yeah. Crazy woman. But, and her hair, what about her hair? Her hair was exactly like how Abby's was. Abby's hair was like a 60-year-old woman. That's completely off topic, but her hair was done just like Marlena. I mean, the way that Abby dresses, she dresses way older than how she really is.
Like a 40-year-old.
And she tries to look so professional.
Professional and old. I mean, not old.
And like here lately though, she's been trying to look more trampy, except for her hair.
More trampy.
Yeah, and just forget Abby. It's trampy.
Oh my God, you did not. You're so bad. I just can't even.
It's true.
It's It's been a while for her since she's had a man that, well...
What?
No.
She's had one man, and then she turned into the Salem slut. Sorry.
Well, she can't. She just can't make up her mind. That's all it is. She just has a hard time making decisions. EJ already told her he liked her looking like a stripper, loose to clothes. Oh my God, Chiquita.
That's pretty funny.
Wow.
I don't even
That
know.
scene was pretty funny. He was like, "We can go do it behind the Brady Pub in the alley."
If she was desperate, she would have agreed to it.
I know. She was like, "Wait, what? Wait, no." I was like, "Really?"
You absolutely.
Obviously, yeah. It's not just sex for her. I mean, I think it's not just sex for her. She wants.
I know.
I mean,
she's already sucked in, and now she's in love, and now she's gonna go crazy.
You need to bring Austin back for her.
Yes.
The crazy.
Let's do that.
I love that storyline so much. That was the best.
Yeah.
And then the slap from Carrie to Abby. Hilarious. Oh, I miss that. I miss Carrie and Austin.
That was a hard slap.
Oh,
that looked real.
It was, yeah. Didn't Christy say that? She said it was real.
Did it hurt her hand or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
I used to love Carrie and Rafe, but now Jordan's in town, so I forgot all about Carrie. Anyways, I'm still holding out hope, actually, that Carrie comes back saying that she has Rafe's baby. But that's probably never going to happen, so I've moved on with Jordan and Rafe.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we got about 9 minutes left in the show, and we got a pretty good discussion in, a lot more than we normally do when we only have 2 discussion topics.
I know.
So Ben, we talked about Nick and Gabby, and we talked about Hope and Aiden. So if you're just joining us, you missed all of our discussion, and you can download after the show. I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to end the show yet. Misty's going to end the show. I'm going to go ahead and let Misty give you some spoilers, and then she's going to end the show with a little bit of news that you probably all know, and then going to go ahead and let you all enjoy the rest of your Sunday, whether it's watching the Oscars or, for me, I'll be watching The Amazing Race. All right,
next week I'll be back to Once Upon a Time. That is not on time. Okay. So there's a new girl in town, and JJ gets hit with Cupid's arrow over this new girl in town. So I wonder what that's going to be all about. So
no Bev and JJ?
Mm-hmm.
I want Bev and JJ.
I know, but there's a new girl. So there's no telling who it's going to be. There's no telling. So anyway, John and Marlena's reunion is a far cry from their super couple days. So it's not going to be good. So I can't wait to see that. I cannot wait to see that reunion.
Just be happy that Drake's back, everybody. Just be thrilled that he's actually back.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I care less myself, but whatever.
I can't wait to hear, is that a fact?
Oh, my gosh. I'm over that myself. Whatever.
When he is back, though, Hope is left to pick up some pieces after receiving life-changing news about Bo from John.
Oh, there it is. Dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Poor Hope. Brady and Teresa managed to mess up a romantic evening between Eric and Nicole. Marlena is making it her mission. I know. There's no telling what's going to happen. But Marlena, a.k.a. the devil, is making it her mission to squash the romance between Eric and Nicole.
Of course. She's miserable in her own life, and she has to ruin everyone else's. Even if it includes her son.
Yeah, yes. So Jennifer is going to have to break the news to Liam. And his reaction to their breakup takes Jennifer by surprise.
Ugh, come on.
I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe he's not such a nice guy after all.
I've heard rumors that Liam is going to the dark side.
Sounds interesting. So, Sammy is beside herself, and Johnny shares a little bit of gossip about Abigail.
Johnny?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
And then Abigail is beside herself when she fears the stork might be paying her a visit.
Who didn't see this coming, though? I mean, come on. Who didn't see that coming a mile away?
I saw it coming.
Yeah. Me too. Probably twins. Okay. Nick
one Chad, one EJ.
Yes. That would be hilarious. Would it not be hilarious? It would.
You said that months ago. What you said it would be.
Yes.
Yeah, you said it. Yep.
I did. It would be so funny. Nick continues his wicked ways and continues to toy with his enemies, especially Sammy, whom he attempts to blackmail. You better watch out with Sammy.
Wouldn't be Salem without blackmail.
Yeah. She is not one, though, that he needs to mess with.
I don't want to mess with Sammy.
No. And then Nick also unleashes his arsenal on Sonny, but the Kyriakis heir isn't such a pushover when his loved ones are threatened.
There it is. Finally. About time that side come out.
Yay! I can't wait to see it. I know. I want to see him mad and angry.
Oh, and we never see. The last time we saw that was
he gets a little bit angry with Gabby, but I can't wait to see him like really angry.
Do you remember when he punched Nick in the coffee house? I want to see that.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. Bring that on.
Yes.
Travis, we're talking about Sonny. Go ahead and repeat the spoilers for Travis. The Sonny spoilers.
Sonny. Okay, you listen, Travis. No. Nick unleashes his arsenal on Sonny, but the Kyriakis heir isn't such a pushover when his loved ones are threatened.
Finally.
There we go. Okay, so with that, before we end our show, we would like to thank everyone who joined us tonight and those in the chat room. And also, we want to remind you to go and follow us on Twitter at CG Online Radio. Like us on Facebook. All you have to do is type in Common Ground Radio in the search bar. Drop us a comment on our page. Tell us what you think or what you would like to talk about on our show. Also, don't forget to check out airnationradio.com because there you'll not only find links to all our past shows so you can download and listen to them anytime you please, but you will find a little biography on myself and Brandon, along with all the other amazing shows on the Air Nation Radio Network. Also, you can follow them on Twitter as well. It is at Air Nation Radio. If you're into iHeartRadio, you can find us there. We're under the talk show category. Also, next Sunday, are you ready? Drum roll, please. We will have Bill and Susan Hayes. They play Doug and Julie, and Yay! We're so excited because they're like soap legends. They're not on there a lot nowadays, but back in the day, they were some hot stuff on the show. And they were really awesome. And, I mean, they are not just a show couple, but they're a real life couple. And I just think that is so cute. But we're going to have them on our show. It'll be the same time, same place. So we look forward to seeing you guys there. And be sure to call in because they are a riot. I've had the pleasure to talk to them before, and actually Bill sang to me, so it was kind of cool.
Oh, maybe we can get him to sing to you again this week or next week.
I know. He sang Play Misty for me, like a little bit of it. So, But anyway.
Yeah, and be sure, guys, if you want to, we'll be taking calls probably around 7:30. So, and we'll be taking calls in order of who called in. So if you want to get on early, be sure to call in first. Whatever order you call in is how we'll take the calls, and we'll be taking them around 7:30 next Sunday.
Yes, so please call in, and I know they're going to want to talk about days, and they're going to want to talk about the books that they've written. So it'll be a good show, and we cannot wait. So anyways, we hope that you all had as much fun as we did. This covers it all. For Common Ground Radio, I am Misty.
I'm Brandon.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Common Ground Radio with hosts Brandon and Misty on the Air Nation Radio Network. Thank you for joining us.